Hey everybody, this is Jim and Paul with your weekly lineup. On Monday, starting at 9 o'clock p.m., we have Leadership with Deanna Kovic. At 10 o'clock p.m., we have Parent Pump Radio with Jacqueline Wynn. And at 10:30, we have Two Beards Talking with Daniel and Matt.
And on Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern, we have Second Amendment Talk with Daniel and Rod. At 9 p.m., What's the Story with Maria. And at 10 p.m., Rock Talk USA with Amy Shafalo.
And on Wednesdays at 7 p.m., we have Unscheduled with Les Skymo and the Dave. At 8 o'clock, we have All You Can Eat with Chef Rob Rosenthal. 9 o'clock, we have All Aboard with Donald Wisman and his gang. And at 10 o'clock, we have Let's Talk Careers, Sarah Yusupov.
And on Thursdays at 8 p.m., Ask for Candy. And at 10 p.m., Night Talk with Joe Rocks.
And on Friday at 8 p.m., we have Pot Talk with me and Paul. And at 9 o'clock, we have All Aboard with Donald Wisman and his gang. 10 o'clock, we have Betrayal with Casey Spears. That's your weekly lineup. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you very much.
The views and opinions of this broadcast do not reflect the views and opinions of Armed Media, New Productions, and its affiliates. Enjoy the show.
I'm a big fish in a small pond. Got my days free and my nights long. I create my own reality. Who I am is fine with me. As famous as I wanna be. Who I am is fine with me. To I am. To I am. Who I am.
Time, folks. Hi, everybody. It's Maria from What's the Story with Maria. How's it going? I'm so glad you're here. This is my favorite night of the week. First off, I want to thank Jim Bell. He's our producer and engineer on Armed Radio. He gets us on the radio every single week. Come hell or high water. Thank you, Jim Bell. He's amazing, and we want to say thank you to him. Also, it was his birthday last week. And we want to say happy birthday to Jimmy. He's a great guy, and we really appreciate him. So thank you. We also want to thank Joe Rocks. Joe Rocks is the big cheese at Armed Radio, and he's there. The Joe Rocks show is on 10 o'clock on Thursday, so check him out. It's really funny. Okay, so what are we doing here? I want to tell you that we are on Armed Radio. So here's how you do it. A lot of people say, how do I listen to your radio show? If you have a TuneIn app, sometimes a lot of my friends and listeners are driving around the car or they're on their iPads. You just go to your TuneIn app and type in Armed Radio. And between 9 and 10 p.m. Eastern, which is 6 and 7 Pacific time, or adjust the time to your wherever you are, you can find What's the Story with Maria on Tuesday nights between 9 and 10 Eastern. Also, if you're on your computer, you can type in and stream us, armeddigitalmedia.com. Yes, armeddigitalmedia.com and armedradioglobal.com. Those are two ways that you can listen to us live. And that's a 24-hour station. It's out of Boston. I think it's BUR. That's on the Radio Garden also. So there's many, many, many different ways to listen to us. I also Facebook Live it so that you can see me, and usually, if this was a regular year, I always have guests in the audience because we've been in a strange time and we're still kind of sort of socially distancing for the most part. We are, and when we're not, we have masks on. So because of the masks, it's been a little difficult to have people in the studio because it's hard to hear us. But next week I may have a guest. I'm not going to promise you anything yet because I don't want to get you too excited. But if this guest can make it, it's going to be hysterical. So, okay, so that's that. So what are we doing this week? This week is September 8th, 2020. I have my 2020 sucks shirt on. Yep, you heard me. Now, not everything has been awful about it. There have been some wonderful connections that have come out of this year. Wonderful connections. I have a writers group that I'm working with of ladies that I am just loving. And we have been bouncing ideas off of each other, and it's been amazing. Lynn Portis and I have written a song. She's written a ton of stuff. I'm working on some new stuff. I'm going to start making a video soon for finally find the song that Wilty and Hall and I, by the way, he's going to be with us in 2 weeks, and he is going to be in the studio because he lives literally about 6 blocks from here, and we have seen each other since, so, and we're both great. So, here's the thing, and it's not like, this is no judgment. Here's where it's coming from. We got hit really badly in March. March 14th was the last night that I worked in a club, and it was Brandy's Piano Bar. It happened to be Brandy's Piano Bar that night that I worked in. I believe it was a Saturday night. And I haven't been back since because the places hadn't opened indoors, and some of them had kind of opened outside, but not really. But this week I had the honor. Brandy's has opened outside. They have a beautiful little outside area, and the music is piped outside. The piano players play inside, and then the singers are outside, and you can hear both the way they have the speakers set up. Mario Davila is the manager there. He's done an amazing job. So, but I know there's other clubs. The Duplex is downtown. I don't think they have music yet. I'm not sure. I'll find out about that. But they're open outside if you want to go and support them, please. And also, Don't Tell Mamas is open outside. I think they've closed off that whole street, 46th Street, for outside dining and restaurants and nightclubs, which is amazing. And a lot of the nightclubs have singers on the street. It's like nothing you've ever seen in New York. It's really actually quite beautiful. It's a little bit like, I've never been to Paris, but I think it's a little Parisian from what I can tell from videos and things of that nature and people that have visited Paris. So New York is in a transition, but there's a lot of beauty that is coming out of it. And there's some rough stuff too, like it's summertime, and summertime is always a crime spike. So we've had our crime spikes like we have every summer. But this year, and it's important that you know this because I've worked in social work. I've been a teacher for 30 years. And usually at this time, in the summertime, kids have what we call in New York summer youth employment programs. And that means that as soon as they're out of school, they fill out applications and they go and get jobs. And they're placed all over the city doing amazing things as young people, and they learn skills, life skills that they may not have had before. And I used to teach a summer youth employment program, so I know like firsthand how amazing it is. So that was not happening this year. No camps this year. Anything that a kid or a teenager would want to do that was positive was not happening. So it was a tough year to be a kid. From 3 to 18, it was a tough year, and which means it was a tough year for parents. And a lot of the schools are opening back up, so that's really good news. I'm going to talk to some of my teachers. Maybe I'll have one of the teachers call in a few weeks once the schools get going. But there's some remote learning. There's a lot of hybrids, and there's most New York schools. I think they said today 38% of students have chosen to remote learn, which I think is great. If that's what you want, they've given you that opportunity. If you'd rather go to school and be there in person, they're giving you that opportunity as well. And it's just amazing. Like, they've had all these inspections. They go to all the schools, and they have to be in tip-top shape and pass all kinds of inspections before they can open. So that's really, I can tell you, I'm in New York. I know you folks out there are seeing a lot of crazy footage. I watch that footage, and I don't know where you got it. I do think that some of that footage is from, like, maybe June, July, but that's not the footage from now, from what's happening in September. So, if you want to know what's happening in New York, please ask us. Those of us that live here will be happy to tell you the good and the bad, because there's some bad too. There is some bad. There were a couple shootings this weekend in usually neighborhoods that would have this. I was just listening to the news. It's neighborhoods that would normally have that going on anyway. So we just have to all stick together. We have to pull together. We have to help each other out. This is a very stressful time for parents, for kids, for adults, for people that haven't had kids in years. But it's a stressful time. So we want to, I can't say it enough. Take care of each other, and if you're in a cranky mood, like today I was in such a cranky mood, but I had to tell myself that it's okay, and don't snap at anybody. All right, who's this? My friend Terry Ross calling in. Hold on, Terry, and put you on speakerphone.
Okay.
Hi, Terry Ross. How are you?
Am I too early or too late?
No, you're perfect. Let me just bring up the volume, and if you could just
Okay.
bring up your voice a tiny bit, honey, because I got the AC on.
Okay, I'm doing my best. How's that?
Perfect. That's great.
Okay.
All right,
okay.
everybody, let me tell you about Terry Ross. Terry Ross is my good friend for many, many, many years. She's my friend. We met at the Duplex. She used to come in with her now husband, Steve, and sing at open mics, and I got to know her very well. And then I found out she was also a jewelry designer and an artist. And her jewelry is like nothing else I've ever seen. And so Terry said, hey, why don't you, because we'll talk about it in a minute, but why don't you come work for me 1 or 2 days a week when she has shows in New York, the New York area. So Terry, why don't you tell people what you normally do with you have your jewelry, how do you normally sell it?
Well, I normally work, not like I'm doing now, sitting home.
Right.
So like a lot of other people. Well, I sell my jewelry at art fairs and art shows. Like, if you're in New York, you might have seen me at Bryant Park and in the Village and lots of other shows. Lincoln Center, I used to do so many shows where I'd set up a booth and sell my jewelry. And then in January, I go down to Florida and I do shows down there. So for a long time, I've been very lucky to have the best of both worlds. So right now, I'm back up here and, trying to get a website up, my website, and, do whatever I can to put myself out there and make a living like everyone else is.
Like everyone else, right? And it's a very new. I'm calling it the new New York. It's a new place, and people like Terry that are artists that actually make art. And Terry, I'm gonna hold up. Just stay right there. I am crazy about Terry's jewelry. Terry's jewelry was the easiest thing to sell when I was working for Terry. And Terry, we'll be back. Don't worry, we'll be back. But in the meantime, let me just show you. Yeah, we will. I feel like I feel like, and I'm trying not to be bitchy about it, but I feel like if the whole country had done what we had done in New York and shut down, we would be past this now.
Yes, we would, Maria. I agree with you. Unfortunately, I was in Florida for a number of months. And the whole country is like Florida, most of the country. And people think, hey, I don't need a bath. All I need is my gun in my back seat, and I'm fine.
I know.
They don't know about that in most places. I'm very impressed with New York.
Yeah.
When I came back to New York, I was shocked to see how everyone was wearing a mask.
I know, and Boston too, where my family's from. So, okay, so this is a typical piece of. I'm going to hold this up. This is the kind of stuff. Although Terry makes lots of different stuff, but this is the kind of stuff that Terry makes, and these are Austrian crystals. She uses semi-precious stones, gold and silver wire. It's amazing stuff. It's beautiful. This piece was Judy Mesa's. She got it for Christmas, and so this is one of the pieces I love. Now look at this. This is a tiara. Look at how beautiful this. I love this piece. This is so pretty.
I'm making them.
I know you do, honey. So, I do not wear tiaras, but I may have to put on this tiara just for now to show you how. Oh, look at that.
Really?
I look like a princess.
Yeah. For a princess. But you could wear it as a bracelet as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, your stuff, one of the things I love about it is it's bendable, a lot of it. Some of the other stuff you make, it's just really pretty stuff.
Oh, wow.
But it's like nothing else I've ever seen. You use aluminums as well, right?
Yes, I make aluminum wire jewelry. I use crystals. I use semi-precious stones. I use pearls. Whatever I can get my hands on that I like.
Right.
Is what I use.
And you create new pieces every season, right?
I absolutely do. And, I'm missing it this year, not making as much as I used to, but I certainly still have a lot here that I want to sell and put out there on my website.
Okay.
And, that's what I've been working on for the last couple of months, working on a new website.
All right, so let's focus on the jewelry for a minute, and then we'll switch over to the art. But
Okay.
so now, Terry and I were talking on the phone today, and I said, Terry, we have to remind people that I know it's September, but
Right.
Christmas is only like 3 months away, and that sounds like a long
That's
time,
right.
but it's not. This year has been flying by, and so
Right.
people don't have as much money as they normally have. But
Right.
what you can do? Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I have very reasonable things on my website. You can spend just $30 and get a beautiful, pendant or pair of earrings.
I know.
My prices go from anywhere from $30 to, $200, but there's a lot out there that's affordable.
That's exactly what I was hoping that. Yes, and I know because when I sold your stuff, there's a big range. There's a big range of stuff, and they're beautiful
Right.
gifts. They're all one of a kind because Terry makes them. So,
I do.
Yep, I've given your jewelry as gifts to many, many people, and they all love
I know
them.
you have.
And I love them.
You've been a great supporter, Maria. I really appreciate it. I really do.
love you, honey. First of all, I love you as a friend. You're a great friend, and I love Steve.
Same there. Thank you.
But
Thank
I
you.
also really, really love your art. So I'm not just
Thank
being a
you.
nice person. I love it.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
So now,
it's
Terry,
hard.
let's tell everybody how they can see your art. See your jewelry and buy it.
Okay, well, I have so many little things going on, but the easiest way to see my jewelry right now is just go on Etsy.
Etsy.
And, yes, just go on Etsy.com and look up Terry Ross Jewelry or look up Terry Ross Art.
Okay.
Or you can go on Instagram and do the same thing. Just look up Terry Ross Jewelry, and my products come up, and all you do is click on them, and it takes you immediately to my website.
Beautiful. Now, Leo Rodriguez has already. We love Leo. He has already posted all 3 of those sites on.
Oh my God, Leo, you're the best.
He's the greatest. He really is.
Thank you, Leo, so much. I've been working really hard for the. When this all happened, and I knew I didn't have shows, I said, okay, online, I better get myself online, even though, I'm, not the most tech person, but I've learned so much, and it's actually been fun.
Yeah,
so now I'm hoping it'll pay off, I've learned Photoshop, I've learned it all. And don't forget, when you go on my site, you can always contact me if you have a special request, you like something in a different color, or, whatever you would like.
Well, that's good to know, Terry. That's good to know.
Yeah.
So now, I was going to say, here's another thing. Okay, so a lot of people, their finances have changed, right? But that's okay, but here's my solution to it. So I'm the kind of person that shops early because I never know what I'm going to be making for money. When you're in the bar business or when you're in sales, your money fluctuates from year to year. So
that's right.
Rather than be, anybody creative, sometimes we have a little bit of cash and sometimes we don't. So what I've been doing the last few years, and I suggest that you do, is start early. Buy a piece here, a piece there. It doesn't feel like this big wave of financial shakeup if you buy
it's not overwhelming.
Right. And Terry's stuff is super affordable. So, and gorgeous. Like, from what you get.
Thank you.
Oh, I love your stuff. And I have earrings that I've purchased and pendants and just incredible stuff. So go and check out Terry Ross. Follow all the links there that Leo has. There's terryrossjewelry.com is the website. And then on Etsy, Terry Ross, just go to Etsy and then type in Terry Ross Jewelry.
Ross Jewelry or Terry Ross Art.
Arts, which we're going to talk about next. Now, also on Instagram, Terry Ross Jewelry on Instagram.
Right.
Go and like that and follow Terry. And you were telling me today that people can actually click on, even on Instagram, and buy a piece?
Yes. Yeah, I worked really hard to get It's all connected. It's a whole connection thing.
Wow.
My website is connected to Instagram. It's connected to Facebook. So all you have to do is go on Instagram. The picture will come up. Just click on it, and it'll take you where you can actually purchase.
Wow. That's amazing, Terry.
So
that's a lot of work.
Yes, you could say that again. With the help of my husband.
I know. We love Steve. Oh, my God. How much do we
Yes,
love
I
Steve?
love him too.
He's a great guy. He's a great guy.
Yeah.
And you're a Gemini like me, so I know.
Yes, I am.
Yep. I know.
He's an Aquarius.
Yes,
so we
that's
get
a
along really well.
perfect sign for you, Terry. Perfect.
Yes.
But-
So, I hope all the hard work pays off for the holidays. I've been working my fingers to the bone, trying to get everything on there, and there's going to be a lot more to come in this month. I'm going to be putting a ton more out there.
Okay.
So keep looking, okay?
All right. And we don't know, but Terry and I have been talking, just tossing around that maybe I may go over to Terry's. We might do a Facebook Live where you can actually see the jewelry. She can show you different pieces. I don't know. That's something that's in the works, but we'll see what happens.
I would love to do that. That's exciting for me.
Yeah, but
I need you there with me.
Of course I'm going to be there with you. Listen,
Yes,
I'm a
sure.
big ham. Any opportunity to be on camera, Terry, you know I'm there. You know I'm there. And I love Steve, and Steve's going to have to cook.
Well, of course he's good. We're practicing already for the dinner for you to come over.
He's a great
such an
cook.
amazing cook.
He really is.
Too.
Now, Terry,
And
let's
don't forget
segue.
Maria's, spaghetti pasta sauce. Don't forget that.
Yes, I've been making my pasta sauce. Thank you for reminding me. It started out just that I wanted to cheer people up, and I was like, people always say they like my sauces, so I was like, I'll make one here and there, kind of labor of love, and then it kind of took off. So
That's the way it happens.
I know, so if people are, of course, interested in that, well, you can get me at another time. But let's stay focused on Terry. Terry, let's segue into your paintings, which Leo now, Leo has posted fineartamerica.com, Terry Ross Art.
The better way to look at yes, you can do fineartamerica.com and look for me there. But now on Etsy, if you look at Terry Ross Art, I am now selling prints of almost all my paintings. Very easy to do. You just go on the site, click on the painting. It tells you all the different sizes you can buy it in, and I can get them out to you within 7 days or 8 days.
Wow.
So I'm really excited about that. Yeah, I'm really excited. And then I also do custom portraits. So if you want a portrait done of yourself or a family member, you can just send me a photograph, and you'll look at the site, and you can see what I can do in my style.
Yes, and I love your style. It's really it's very colorful. It really, really pops. But what I'm really drawn to your subjects. You tend to paint musicians. That's what you.
Yes, I do. Yeah.
And
I love musicians.
And you're a singer yourself, Terry, right? Am I right?
Yes, I do try. Yes, I do.
And Steve is a drummer.
He is, but he actually got up the other night and sang in front of people. I was very impressed by that. He did a great
What?
job. Yeah, he did.
I'm
Great.
impressed.
Yes, you got to hear him.
Now,
But
Terry.
my passion, I'm sorry.
No, I was going to ask you if someone wants a portrait, because this is an important question I don't want to forget to ask. Sometimes what happens is things pop in my head, and if I don't ask them, I'll forget.
Okay.
Now, a portrait is going to take a while. So if someone wants something for Christmas, they can have more than one person in the portrait, right?
Yes, absolutely. It's just a different price according to how many people are in the portrait.
And how long does it take you to do?
I don't want to say too short a time because some people won't think it's. It doesn't take me that long. I'm very adept at it, and I seem to be able to capture certain things about people, and it doesn't take me that long. It might take me a couple of weeks to do a portrait. That's it.
Okay.
So, if you have a friend, a family member that you want to give them something extremely special, this is an incredible gift. So you have to look at my style. You have to like my style.
Oh,
It's
I
not
love
like
your
everyone
style.
else's.
But also, Terry, you don't just do people, you do pets too, right?
Oh, I definitely do pets. And I love doing dogs and cats, and what I especially love to do is people and their pets. So if you have a pet and a picture of you with your pet, I love doing that. I have a sample of that on my site. So
Wow.
you can look at that too.
That is
I
a
love
great
doing
gift.
flowers, people, musicians, landscapes, clouds. I just love to paint. In essence, really and truly, that's my passion in life.
Wow.
So I would be thrilled to do that for anybody.
Okay, so everybody, go and check out all of the sites that we posted for Terry Ross. She is an incredible person. She's also you really are, Terry. You're so, you know what, I love that you're feisty and passionate and smart, and
Thank you, Maria. Thank you.
yeah, I know we get a little crazy, me and you, sometimes with what's happening in the world.
We do. We do.
But
go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was going to say we have to stay positive, Terry. We have to.
I'm trying. I have moments of being down like everyone else does, and then I just say, no, I'm going to fight it. I'm going to get up there and try something else and keep going. Something's going to give something. And that's my attitude,
Yeah.
And in my life, I've done so many things. At this point, I'm not reinventing myself. This is what I have to give, and I hope that people are open to getting it. And, that's really it, actually.
And you know what I think, Terry? I think that you're right. It's like you don't have to reinvent yourself because you already have a ton of talent. I think what the reinvention is the marketing.
Exactly. And, I'm just going to say something about singing. I started singing about 15 years ago or so because I felt so shy. I did it as a way of being able to get in front of people. It was such a challenge. It had nothing to do with having a good voice or not a good voice or anything like that. Just getting up there and telling a story. And it kind of changed my life. It gave me the incentive to put myself out there. And I've been that way ever since. And I just want to keep that going for the rest of my life.
Oh, and
but
I love that you do. And we would not have met had you not started singing.
That's true, Maria.
Yeah.
And that great place, the Duplex.
That's right. And Michael Isaacs.
Yeah.
The amazing Michael Isaacs, who we love.
Yes, I miss that.
I know.
It'll be back. It'll all be back.
It'll all be back. We have to be patient. And in the meantime, not just pray for it to come back, but what are we doing in the interim? In the interim, we just keep the wheels spinning. That's all.
That's right.
We have to stay connected.
And everyone has to go to the Duplex when it comes back wearing a piece of my jewelry.
Yes. So I'm going to show it one more time. I love these pieces. I call these princess pieces because to me they're like, it's like royal jewels. They're gorgeous. And so like here's like a tiara, but Terry has rings. She has tons and tons and tons of earrings and pendants and different size chains. It's just beautiful stuff. And no two pieces are alike.
Right. I think everyone, if they want to see kind of the breadth of my jewelry, should go on terryrossjewelry.com because that shows a huge variety of what I have. I don't have it all in stock right now, but it gives you the idea of what I can do.
Right.
So, yeah.
Okay, well, Terry, I'm so happy you called in, and I know it sounds crazy, but Christmas is not that far away.
Maria, I want to thank the world and everybody for having people like you in it because you are the absolute best.
Well, so are you, honey,
You're
and you know
a
what?
blessing.
Birds of a feather, baby. Birds of a feather.
Ah!
That's it. Okay.
Well, let's not fly away. Let's just stay here and put, our minds together and make something happen.
Yep, and let's just blow some breath back into New York.
Yes, I agree.
I'm
here for that.
Me too. All right, I love you, sweetie. Give Steve a big hug for me.
I love you too, Maria. I love you too.
And I'll
Say
talk
hi
to you
Judy.
soon.
Okay.
I will, honey.
All right, Maria. Take care, sweetie pie. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, honey.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye now.
Okay, Terry Ross, my great, amazing, smart, intense Gemini friend. Incredible artist. All right, so I showed you some of her pieces, but that's only two of she has such an incredible variety. And like she said, go on her webs, go on all the different sites. Take a little time and just go around and discover Terry Ross as an artist, as a jewelry designer, as a person. She's great. She doesn't take any. That's what I love about Terry. Terry is not a pushover, and she's great. And when you have a piece of something an artist has created, you also have their energy. And Terry's energy is like, it's so intense in the best way. So do yourself a favor. Start now. I think the portrait thing is an amazing idea. It's been a hard year. What a gift that would be to give someone, I love the person and their pet. I think that's an amazing gift. I mean, that's incredible. But, even like kids, sometimes you want to give something to your wife and you don't know what to give your wife, and maybe a portrait of your kids. Something, or just the two of you on your, or whatever. It's a beautiful, original gift that nobody else will ever have. Think about it. Just something to think about. And if you lose all this info, don't worry. You can also always get in touch with me, and I will get you in touch with the right people. Okay? All right, so let's check on, speaking of the right people, because our next guest is calling in at 9:40, Sean Bernardi, who we love. Let me check and see who's here. So, of course, Leo Rodriguez, my sweet friend. He is in California now with his family. Rosemary LeBlanc. Hi, honey. She is Sue Murray's friend, who I met online, who is the lovely, 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 generous human being. Thank you, Rosemary. John Bronson, mega talent, incredible guy. John, I'm going to call you in the next few days. I need a chart. Or I actually need a track. Which, by the way, if you need tracks, singers, if you need tracks to songs, get a hold of John Bronson. He's your guy. He'll make you a track and email it to you. That's what he did for me. He made me 2 amazing tracks. I need another track. Okay, Eugenia Mesa, that's my honey. She's in across the Hudson River. Who has cheese? What's happening here with who has cheese? Are you needing cheese now? You have cheese. I put the blue cheese in the drawer next to the vegetables that you bought the other day at Whole Foods. That's where the cheese is. Billy, hey everybody, it's Tuesday. Bill Goffey, thank God you're bouncing back. Bill had surgery. He had heart surgery, major heart surgery, and he, thank you Jesus, is bouncing back. Because if he wasn't, then who's going to fix my shelves? Who's going to go to Costco with me? Who's going to be cranky and drive me crazy? Who's going to walk my dog when I'm not home? Bill Goffey, great, amazing friend. I'm so glad you're feeling better. David Slauson. Oh, he has wine, honey. He has wine. Judy has cheese. This is a big deal. Okay, Leo has posted Armed Radio, thank you. Jay Rivera, the gorgeous and talented Jay Rivera, who is a personal trainer. If you need some personal training assistance, he's your guy. Cheryl Giuliani Rubenstein, she is in LA, I believe. She said something about not hearing Terry, but I think that's all fixed. Okay, so there's Terry's site. Kate Greer, hi, baby. I saw Kate Greer the other day, dropped off some bolognese, and I'm glad you liked it, honey. Bolognese is meat sauce for non-Italians that don't know these culinary terms. Jean E. Craigie, hi, my friend. How are you? She is running Stoneham, my hometown. Spartans for life. I was using my 02180 cup today. I thought of you, Jeannie. And I was using my mask all week, my little mask that you sent me, honey bunny. Okay, so there's Terry Ross's art. Who else do we have? Steve Gorin, that's Terry's husband, who I adore. Wonderful Steve Gorin, drummer, accountant, smart chef, all kinds of things. See, creative people stick together. Okay, so I want to keep checking. Jackie Fornatelli, how are you, honey bunny? Great singer. Jackie, once everything gets back up and running, we got to have you come on the show. I need a John Bronson cake. Oh my God. John Bronson, if you are on a diet, do not invite John Bronson to your party, because he will bring a cake to end all cakes, and they will have pounds and pounds and pounds of butter and sugar and just ridiculous. Remember that Reese's Cup cake. It was a cake, but it was all Reese's Cups. That was our 100th episode show, and now we're on 163. So maybe, who knows, maybe by 200 we'll be in the clear and we can have another little something or other. Who knows? Let's see if we can figure it out. Okay. Who's a Spartan? I was a Spartan. What? Stoneham, where I graduated high school, we were Spartans, but we used to say Spartans. Stoneham Spartans. That's what it sounded like. Yes, so you were a Spartan in elementary school, Leo. We have something in common. Oh, my God. And yes, John makes cookies, too. Okay, so before we have Sean call in, let me show you some merch that I got here. We have our blue aprons. Blue is the color to concentrate on this year. Go ahead, keep eating. What's the story with Maria? This apron is $25. It is well worth it. It's got a lot of detail, and you're gonna love it. The aprons are the big sellers, by the way. Then we have tote bags. Leo said we should do these, and he was right. What's the story with Maria? On one side, go ahead, keep eating. On the other side, they're $10. They're great. They're really soft, but you can wash them a million trillion times, and they come out really nice. Also, we have cups. What's the story with Maria cups? I have my delicious lemon ginger tea in there tonight. Go ahead, keep eating. Okay, so let me see. Sean is going to call in 2 minutes, but in the meantime, why don't we do the part of our show called "Go Ahead, Keep Eating"? It's the food section of our show. What did I make tonight? I didn't actually make this. I can't lie. I'm a terrible liar. I went to Catholic school. I didn't feel like cooking because I've been cooking a lot of sauce, right? So, but what did I want? I've been seeing everybody's got lobster rolls these days. I'm like, I want to, So instead, I went to Acme in Jersey, and I got lobster cakes. And they are going to be delicious. I got some little lemon there, and I'm going to put some hot sauce. So that's how I like my lobster cakes or crab cakes. Hot sauce and lemon. My beautiful salad here. What do I have in this summer salad? I have red leaf lettuce. I have red cabbage, mint, English cucumbers. I squeeze a lemon in there, and I have peaches. Beautiful sliced peaches. I'm going to put a honey ginger vinaigrette in there and a Milanese granola olive oil from New England Olive Oil Company, which I love. That's where I order my olive oils and vinegars from. And my beautiful, adorable neighbor next door, Dana, brought me back. He went upstate with his wife for their anniversary, and he went to a farm and got some apple cider and stuff, and he brought me an apple cider donut. Oh my God, I can't wait. Now, I got to tell you, I always say I'm going to be on a diet soon. I mean, I only go on a diet when I can't fit into my pants. Sadly, I am there. I am there again. I went off my diet about a month ago, and all hell broke loose, and now I'm at the breaking point with the pants. I can't lie to you guys. You guys know me too well. So, maybe not next week, because my guest next week, I have to cook for him, because we grew up together. But I think the week after, I may have to go on a diet. I don't know, but I have to go back on the diet soon. It's just, I've gotten to be so chubby. It's okay. I'm not judging myself. We've been in lockdown, But what are you going to do? So that's where I've been with the food thing. But in the meantime, I'm going to eat for a couple more days. I just have to. And I've been eating a lot of, so I've been making sauce, so I've been eating a lot of pasta. That's the thing about pasta. It's a very cost effective. A little pasta, a box of pasta goes a long way. You can eat for days and days. And then with your, what's the story with Maria pasta sauce? I mean, that's a steal. So, you can feed a family on a budget. Okay, so next calling in is our friend Sean Bernardi. He's going to call in any second. I believe he's actually at Brandy's tonight. He's not working tonight. Who do we have at Brandy's? If you are in that area, it's Michael Isaacs tonight and John Satcham. And I don't know who the young lady is, but maybe Sean can fill us in. I worked with Sean on Sunday. It was the first shift I had that I've worked back since I've been not working because of the clubs closed, right? For the lockdown. And it was great. They set it up outside. They set up all the tables outside. They set up the speakers, the microphones outside. And the piano player is inside, but they pipe the music outside. So we, the singers, can hear him and he can hear us, so it's piped back, and that's how it usually goes. So let me, maybe Sean can get through. Let me see if I'll call Sean right now. And we'll start that ball rolling. Because I know he's there right now, so. Hang on.
Hello.
Hi, sweetheart. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm great. Did I catch you at a bad time?
Not at all. I'm actually at Brandy's. I'm
Oh, my
sitting
God.
here with my friend.
I was just talking about Brandy. So you and I worked this Sunday. I
We
had
did.
the best time.
Yes.
Oh, my God. It was so fun. Now,
Oh my God.
before we talk about Brandy's, though,
Yes.
I wanted, because you were, when the lockdown happened, you were doing a show, right?
I was doing Hairspray. I was playing Edna, the mom, in Hairspray on Royal Caribbean's Symphony of the Seas.
Unbelievable. And the pictures were amazing.
Aw, shucks.
Now, so you were telling me the other night what happened. You guys had to stop. When did that happen? You stopped the show.
Yeah, you know what? Pretty much, when you're working on ships at sea, you're kind of oblivious to the rest of the real world. Everything that's going on is it just kind of stops. It really does. But we would get news updates, and all of a sudden we heard about this thing that was happening. That something devastating was going on around the world, and like that one cruise ship, the Princess ship out in Asia, was ravaged with like a whole bunch of this horrible disease or cases on this ship. So we started taking precautions as soon as we could, and like cleaning and sanitizing everything. And then March 14th, which was literally when I think New York also shut down, basically at the same time.
Yeah.
Everything shut down at sea. So like March 14th, we had no more passengers, and they just sent us back out to the ocean, basically over to Royal Caribbean's private island. And just would like sail around or just drop anchor and just sit there for. I was one of the lucky ones who did get to leave fairly soon. I was out for like 11 days with no passengers before they sent me home, and basically all of the Americans who were crew members on the ship. They sent us home then, and then a lot of the people actually just chose to stay at sea. In fact, I actually asked to stay on the ship because I knew that I wasn't coming back to New York, because New York at that point was the epicenter of everything.
Right.
So I was like, I'm going to my parents' house in Kentucky, and they're in their 80s, and I don't want to risk anything. But I asked too late to stay. But there was a lot of people staying. And in fact, I still have friends that are out at sea right now that are still waiting to get home. But mostly not because of anything that a lot of the media talks about, as far as like, well, they're just stranding their employees and treating them like crap. It's not that at all. It's a lot of people have asked, and then the CDC and the countries have closed their borders, so they can't get home, and like different flights have been canceled. It's a lot, there's a lot going on. So.
Yeah. Now, where were you exactly? What location were you at when you got the call to cease everything?
My ship was in and out of Miami every Saturday, so we were doing the Caribbean, basically like Eastern and Western Caribbean every week.
Okay.
Or every other week. So I was out of Miami, and yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, I remember like the send off that you got, because you were supposed to be gone about a year, right?
I was. My contract was supposed to end May 2nd, and I left New York May 15th or something like that to go to start rehearsals down in Florida at the studios before we went out and did the actual contract on the ship. So. I was gone. I was supposed to be gone for just under a year, and I ended up being gone because of COVID and going to Kentucky and quarantining down there. I was gone for like 13 months. So.
Wow. Well, I am glad to see you again, though. Selfishly, I was very happy to see you again.
Oh, you are a dream. You are such a dream. Not just an amazing person, but a fun person to work with and just be around all together. And you make an amazing bolognese.
Oh, well, thank you, honey. I appreciate that. I mean, so you have one coming. Somebody bought you one there.
Yes.
Liz Goldenberg bought you bolognese. I love that. So you have a credit. You have a bolognese credit coming your way.
I'll take it.
Now, tell me about the nights that you're at Brandy's right now.
Right now, this week, I think I have one more week of Sundays and Wednesdays. And then I'm going to Sundays and Thursdays. So I'll be there from 5 until 11, music is 5:30 to 10. Every night, and I'm here right now. I'm at Randy's right now, supporting my friends. That we work. That's what we do. Last night I went to the Duplex and Sautea and some of our friends that work down there. That's what we got to do. We got to support each other and make sure we get through these times, healthy and strong. So
absolutely, and if people are listening, which they are, from other parts of the country, how would you describe what New York has been like this summer?
You know what? I've had this discussion a few times with different people. A lot of people, there's all those New York articles or articles about people flooding out of New York and running out of New York and calling it's a horrible place anymore. And it's like, you know what? New York is New York, and New York is resilient, and New York has the spirit and the chutzpah behind it to survive and thrive no matter what the circumstances are. I think it's absolutely amazing. Yeah, you can walk down the streets and there are things that are boarded up. There are homeless people, but you know what? Even the people that live here are walking past the homeless people now and thanking them. It's just the community of New York is so strong and such a unique place and a unique thing that it's going to be New York tomorrow, it's going to be New York the day after that, and it's going to be New York the day after that.
I know, you're right, honey. You're absolutely right. And I was thinking, we've been through so much anyway. How long have you lived in New York?
I moved to New York in 1998.
Wow. So you've
seen the changes that are, I've gone through the different regimes of Giuliani and Bloomberg and now de Blasio and everything else. I've seen different things. When I first moved to New York, I lived in Hell's Kitchen, and the boarding up of 42nd Street had just kind of came down. Disney had kind of just taken over 42nd Street, but 8th Avenue and 9th Avenue, when I worked at Don't Tell Mama, when I first started, I had to make the choice when I go home around the corner, literally, to the next block. Do I want to go to 8th Avenue and deal with the prostitutes and their pimps, or do I go to 9th Avenue and deal with the drug dealers who want to, sell me heroin and everything?
But that was in the late 90s.
And most of my friends would walk with a knife in their pocket or something like that, and I was like, this is ridiculous, but I never really had any problems, knock on wood. And now Hell's Kitchen is amazing. Hell's Kitchen is one of the thriving neighborhoods in New York City, with the gays and lesbians having moved into that neighborhood a little bit. And, it's great. There are some homeless people, but again, it's New York right now, and we're in a pandemic where everybody's trying to survive. So.
Right. Well, I always say, once the gays move into the neighborhood, forget about trying to afford it, because they beautify and everything goes up in value. And it's true,
Well, that's because we're all about love. We're all about love and inclusion.
Yes, it's true. And you make things beautiful. So, yeah. Who's singing?
That's a random customer.
Wow.
Yeah, that's Michael Isaacs, who works with me on Tuesdays. On Sundays, is very proactive about getting people who want to sing. So, and he's having a great time. He's living his life over there singing that song right now, and he sounds great.
And now tell people about, because I'm sure people are like, but wait, singers, about the microphones. Tell you what we were doing this weekend with all the mics, what you guys do.
Oh, we are sanitizing the heck out of everything.
Yep.
The tables, the chairs, the microphones, the cords, the bottles, the cups are plastic so they get thrown right away. Everything is being heavily sanitized, and everybody has to wear masks and gloves that are working. Again, we're going to thrive. We're going to make this work because we have to, and it's who we are. And it's just better safe than sorry. Whether the masks or the gloves help anything at all, we don't know. We honestly don't. But we try and trust that the scientists that tell us they do. So we're going to follow on that, and we're going to deal with that, and we're going to make it work.
I love it. And what's the worst that can happen? We're extra clean.
Say again?
I said, what's the worst that can happen? We're just extra clean.
Exactly. That's the same thing, like going back again for the ships thing. Like, everybody's worried about going on a cruise. Let me tell you, the ships are the cleanest, safest places to be, because we sanitize those things 24/7. As the star of Hairspray, I had to go into the audience after the first 2 shows every week and sanitize any space that a person could touch. I had a bacterial killer in one hand and a sanitizer in the next, and I had to wipe down railings, doors, seat armrests, everything that somebody could touch every week. And this was pre-pandemic. This was just what we do as part of the cruise ships. Exactly. But again, it's also because we want people to have a good time. We want people to be safe. We want people to be safe and healthy. no matter what it is that we're doing, whether it's bartending and at Branding's on 84th Street, or if it's on a cruise ship on the biggest ship in the world. It's about living your life to the fullest and having the experience of a lifetime wherever you go.
I love it, honey. You're absolutely right. You put me in such a good mood.
Yay.
Thank you. Well, listen,
My pleasure.
I know you're there, and I want to just say thank you. Thanks for stepping out from your social situations there. I know you got a lot going on, and I am so grateful that you called in. I saw you the other night, and I'm like, Sean, you got to call in.
I am so blessed that you asked me.
Yes, honey, and I hope to see you very soon, okay?
Absolutely. Please, yes, absolutely. And like we talked about the other night, let's have a dinner night.
Yes, and remember, you have a Bolognese credit.
Absolutely. I can't wait to eat it.
Okay. All right,
Love
honey.
you.
I love you. I'll talk to you soon.
Absolutely.
Bye, baby.
Bye-bye.
Sean Bernardi, amazing entertainer. He's like, I would put Sean under the entertainer category, not just singer or actor. So Sean was doing Hairspray on Royal Caribbean, and he was playing Edna, which is the Harvey Weinstein. I'll think of it in a minute. Anyway, so he's really funny and saucy and sharp-witted. And so he was doing that, and then remember when all that when the beginning, when everything was just like nobody knew what was happening, there were people out on cruise ships that had been hired for like a year doing shows, and Sean was one of those people. So it just gives you a lot to think about. Like where were you? Like years from now, we're going to be saying, where were you when the last shift happened, or what were you doing when everything locked down? So I was in New York, and I remember my last shift was at Brandy's, and everybody was looking at, what do we do? Like, what would we just be closed for the weekend? We didn't know what was going to happen. Thank you, Leo. Harvey Firestein. I almost said Harvey Weinstein. No, he won't be playing the role of Harvey Weinstein, although I'm sure that'll be an opera at some point. Harvey Firestein. Thank you, sweetheart. So, if you watch Hairspray the movie, Edna is just amazing. And, oh my God, Lynn Portis, genius, has joined us. Lynn did Burning Man on Thursday. She did a segment, a game show on Burning Man. Virtual, the first virtual ever. Amazing. So Lynn, and I heard that Leo snuck in there, and I heard there were a couple people. Jackie, your daughter Jackie was there. Krista Piero was there. The usual suspects, as they say, were there. And it was really, really, really fun. So we want to remind you to support your local businesses. So wherever you live, I know a lot of our listeners are from Massachusetts, California, Kentucky, everywhere, Ohio. If places are open outside, I suggest, if you can stay outside, do that. I know everybody has different rules, but the outside thing's really working in New York. Go and support your local businesses. Go and keep them company. Be safe about it. Wear your masks. Don't be a nut. Don't think you're so... I don't care how tough you are. As a matter of fact, The Rock, Daryl, I can't remember his whole name, but Leo, who's the guy that plays... is also called The Rock. He was on the news this week. He, his wife, and his kids had COVID. And he said it kicked his butt. And he was pleading with people. And this is The Rock. He was pleading with people to please wear their masks. Oh my God, Mandar Chick Magnet. Mandar, I was worried sick. I hope you were doing something fun. We missed you, Mandar. So, if The Rock can say, please put your masks on, you can put your masks on. If we all do that, we can go out and support. There's so many... Look, we have a good month or more left of great weather. Is it going to be warm every day? No, it might be a little chilly, but you throw on a sweater, you sit outside. I'm sure some of these places are getting heaters. You got the Duplex downtown. If you're looking for something fun to do, they're open outside every day. And I believe they've closed out Christopher Street as well for traffic. Go and visit my buddies down there. Jerry Schiffer is your manager. He's amazing. You got Adam down there, Liam, T-Rex, Tara. You have so many great people. Taya, Justin. Go and say hi to them. Keep them company. And then you have Brandy's, and there's a million amazing people that work there. Liz Lark Brown, Lauren Muffson. You have John Satcham, Sean Bernardi, Justin Gregory Lopez. Amazing talent there. That you have Don't Tell Mamas. Go and visit all those wonderful people. Elaine Breyer's there. Allison Nussbaum. Joe Regan. These are amazing, talented, hard-working piano bar people. Go and keep them company. Jimmy, how we doing? I think we have a little bit of time left. Let me know, Jimmy, how much time. I think we have about a minute, maybe a minute and a half. Bobby Belfry is there as well. Absolutely. John Bronson is there. I think Nate Bucherri's coming back soon. Jennifer Pace is there. These are your... Dominic Pupa says he's not wearing pants. As if that is a surprise. Who's getting hot flashes? Leo, that's what happens. You get to a certain age, you start getting the hot flashes. Dominic, are you getting hot flashes as well? Dominic. Anyway, he's not... You haven't worn pants in I don't know how long. You're wearing the caftans. 3 minutes, says Leo. But sometimes we close a little bit before that. So we want to remind you to support our friends. We also want to remind you that New York is doing really well. Our numbers are super, super low, and that's because everybody's been following science and the guidelines. We're not acting like big buffoons. Do not try to defy science. It's ridiculous. You know what it's like? Let me tell you what defying science is like. It's like standing in the middle of traffic, just running out and hoping a car doesn't hit you. Is that the most ridiculous thing you ever heard? Just running out in the middle of traffic. Why would you do that? Wait for the light to change. That's science. You know what I'm saying? So please, everybody, do what you got to do. I'm in my late 30s. Oh, all right. Well, whatever you need to believe, Dominic, So that's what is happening. Next week, I'm knock on wood. I don't want to say it yet because I want to make sure he's available. But it's in the works. I'm going to have an in-studio guest. Very, very special, fun guests. So that's happening. And I want to thank everybody. I want to thank Jim Bell. He is our producer and engineer. He helps us on every week, every Tuesday from 9 to 10 Eastern. Where would we be without Jimmy? Nowhere. I want to thank Joe Rocks. Joe Rocks is our the big cheese on Armed Radio. ArmedDigitalMedia.com, ArmedRadioGlobal.com. Get your TuneIn app. Go to Armed Radio. Come back every week. I think, we're done. We love and appreciate you. Thank you, everybody. You guys make my day. And I know that 2020 sucks, but I have you and you have me. Carry on the good work you are doing. Talk to you soon.
The 22-year-old virgin is in the house.